go back now.
Yeah, let's go.
In 2020, he gave us the album Boo of the Booless. And he's back again with a new one, and we're about to talk about it. He's live in the studio, y'all. I told you we have a surprise guest for you. Drum rolls, ladies and gentlemen, Chike.
Especially ladies.
The ladies.
And gentlemen.
Chike, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Very good to have you here in the studio. Now, this one has got flavor on it, yes?
Yes, this one has flavor on it.
Great stuff.
Jelly.
How long did it take for this particular one to come out?
I've had the song for over a year.
Okay.
But I mean, to have it at this state was, I think, the first time I sent it to Flavor it took him about maybe 4 months or more. I can't remember to precise, but from the recording of the first verse, maybe about 3 years.
Wow.
I had that first verse in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually.
Great one. I mean, we love the tune we played here at this station. And a little birdie tells me you have an album out.
I have an album out on pre-save.
Okay.
But it's fully out on the 25th of August.
25th of August.
So that's
Yes.
Brother's Keeper, right?
Yes, the Brother's Keeper.
Why Brother's Keeper?
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I was coming here 2020, I was the bro of the police. I was love music, everything in my brain. Now as the Brother's Keeper, I'm just talking about where I am as a person, as an artist, what I've grown into while making the music. So it's not like there's any sort of album that says I'm the Brother's Keeper. No, it's just a state of mind.
Yep.
So it's not sorry, it's not when God asked Cain, you're supposed to be a brother's keeper.
No, we'll not get first of all for this one.
Now, August 2021, you talked about Brother's Keeper.
Yeah,
this
Brother's
album.
Keeper, yeah.
Now you put a release date for it, January 2022. What happened?
Perfection happened. I just wanted it to sound a certain way, and I'm sure my people also shared the same sentiment. And honestly, at the time that release date was put out, some songs were not there. Some songs were half complete. We thought that we're recording in 1 month and just straight in, but you realize that sometimes when you rush it, you're not speaking your truth anymore. You have to just wait for it. The way they are not to just flourish you again, then you go patch them again. So all that time, I didn't really think that we were going to exit January, but here we are in August.
Great. So August last year, you hinted about this album. August this year, we're going to get the album
Yeah,
out.
so the month of August. So
It was supposed to be 25th of January, now 25th of August. Why that 25th? What's going on?
I don't even know. See, has got the arrangement.
Coincidence.
I didn't even know it's 25th.
Okay. Okay, great stuff. Collaborations on this project.
From the track list, you can see there's
YC,
Flavor, there's YC, there's Azana from South Africa, and there's a lot of collaborative voices in the album.
What does that mean?
I mean, I worked with a couple of sounds in people. So what I'm saying, you hear voices that are not just mine. But you hear even spiritual sounds, everything you do.
So, but yeah, I'm interested in the theme. You say it's where you are now. So, does this mean that is this an expansion? If before, both the bullets was like love, lover boy, Chike.
I mean, the love.
Or are you abandoning the idea?
No,
of that?
definitely never abandoning that. I mean, because that's also me.
Okay.
It wasn't an act. It's an expansion. So it's the, in quotes, lover boy Chike with some other things and some other feelings in there.
What is this song specifically? I mean, I hear the Igbo part. I'm not Igbo, so it's hard for me to understand
Okay,
what that part is.
so I realized that even from my last album, there was a lot of attention drawn to songs that could be used, for example, for ceremonies.
Yeah.
Some songs were not even created with that in mind, but we saw where it was applied. And so this particular album, I actually decided to, this one of the songs that I decided to just lean into, then, I try not to be too deliberate, but I just had in mind that, okay, there's a demand for this, and I'm also good at doing this in particular. So hard to find is literally just saying that a good partner is hard to find, literally. But it was broken down into, for example, a husband and a wife. It could be somebody you're dating, it could be anything. So it's just saying, a woman that knows the heart of a man is hard to find, and a fine-looking man that agrees to spend money It's also hard to find. So it has a comic touch there.
Yes. So was Flavor the natural collaborator even when you were like thinking about the song? You wrote it, right? Who
Yeah.
wrote the song?
I mean, what I was is any part you hear my voice, I wrote. So it was a collaboration.
Right.
You know, Flavor 2 is an amazing musician, writer, and amazing, super amazing. So it was a complete joint effort.
Yes, I'm saying in the beginning of the song,
Yeah.
did you already think that I needed Flavor on?
I think low-key at the beginning, I'm sure there was something in my mind that went that way. I didn't go after it at that time, but when we were ready, I said no, let me go after it. Yeah.
Well, it works out well, like honestly. Fantastic song.
By the way, shout out to Chike. She's always here on the show too.
Shout out to Chike.
Now, I recall when we listened to this song together, she said, it looks like Chike wants to, get that traditional marriage feel where you begin to attend those Igbo traditional marriages and perform as well, just similar to what Flavor does.
Yes.
Was that the idea when you were creating this?
No, that wasn't the idea. Like I said, what I said earlier at the beginning is we realized that some of our songs we used, for ceremonies. So we just decided to, and since it was something I was good at, I just decided to train a track to cater for that.
And this is off that album.
Yes.
This is the first
The first available song off the album.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happens now? Is there a video? What's the idea?
That's a music
Yeah, it's a video.
Yeah, so I'm saying after this, is there like a second single before the album comes out? Like
No, the album comes
out then.
The album's out in 3 weeks.
Oh, I see. Okay,
So,
and then from there, like
From there, we'll call it.
okay. What next? What
We'll
happens?
see this up. No, we have it all planned.
All right.
We cannot let people think that we're doing also.
Fair enough.
Everything is arranged.
So are we going to have like, a meet and greet for your fans, the females, just meet you?
No, he said he was insisting that they're males too.
And the males. Don't they like the one that they cut out? There's definitely gonna be I think that we're having an album listening on the day before the album drops, which is 24th. Yes, I don't know the full detail of how that's gonna happen. Well, me, I like to play the album live too, but I'm hearing it's going to be a listening. I'm still pushing for it to be a live album listening.
We'll talk about the live performance in a moment, but producers on this particular project?
There's Diaso, who's my first and original producer. I retained him on this one.
Great.
There's Killer Tunes. There's Lord Sky. There's Mastercraft. There is Echo. Yes.
So with these producers that you
and there is TY Mix.
Okay, I mean you've mentioned a broad range
6
of
people.
producers, different sounds really, so I can get an inkling into what the album would sound like. So it's a little diverse from what we listen to usually, or what we heard, the R&B vibe from Chike.
Yeah.
Are we getting some groovy up tempo songs on that album as well?
The way people are always pushing for one's groovy up tempo. The beginning songs of 2021, they were not up tempo.
Right.
And the ones that are pushing now
Oh, really?
chest. Yes, they are not. They're reasonable tempo. The main thing is the people love what you're saying. Is the rhythm. It's not about the tempo for me. It's just about the rhythm, what you're talking about, and the melodies. So yeah, there are differences, there, here and there, touch here, touch there. In this one, yes, it does exist.
Let's talk about your concert in the UK. 2 fingers in the air for
Yes.
you. You did really amazing. I mean, the crowd was amazing, the live performance. Share an experience with us.
Well, as I was coming there, I was seeing people when I was arriving to the venue. And 1 hour after there, I was receiving DMs. Hi, we've been standing for 1 hour. You're keeping us waiting. You can't do that. I said, Someone said, as much as I had a few bad say this time, I just happy to say you stay here. So it's time for the show. I mean, they sang every song back to back, word for word. Even when I kept quiet, they said, you see, it's just, aside from the other benefits or other things that come from being an artist, but you see that one, you don't buy it. You can't pay people to do it. Do you get if you give people money and say sing back at me, don't worry.
Sing back.
The way they sound, they're different.
So would you regard that as your best concert so far?
No, I won't regard it as my best. I just think every time I give my best, especially when it's a concert, when it's a show that we handle and curate because I rehearse, I put in the talk, I put in the plan of what I want to say, everything. So everyone has been my best. That's the truth.
Run me through your creative process quickly before we head for a break. I mean, when you're making a song and then how you want to perform that song.
A lot of times it starts with the voice. And if I open here now, I'm sure I have up to 1,000 voice notes. So one of the days maybe I want to create. The first thing I do is I play the voice notes. Some luckily maybe I've done them with a guitar. I don't play guitar, but I have somebody around. I go on YouTube or anywhere I listen to some melodies and just sing and write. So when I'm ready to create, I call my producer. He comes with a guitar. We set the melody, and we create. So music a lot of times for me, I feel like it's created from a live perspective, and that's why it sounds live sometimes. It sounds live bandish sometimes, because most times I don't go at it from send me the beat, so I like the rhythm, then I flow. I have a couple that have done that, but those are not the ones I put in front. There's always those ones we build from the scratch. You play the live guitar, you play, so by the time you put everything together, it sounds like you're at some concert or in some.
How often do you rehearse?
To be honest, because this question I wish you not ask me, so I'm not lying. So I will not lie. Most times when I know I have a live show,
right?
Do you get? We just intensify the rehearsals. Okay. Yes.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Chike. Used to be Boo of the Bullets, right now Brothers Keeper. Send your questions across to us on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981.
My name is Jojo, and for the best of soul, R&B, jazz.
Almost sounds like you are going to do a gospel album, but we know it's not a gospel album.
I'll do a gospel album.
No, I'm just saying, Brothers Keeper, the idea, the biblical implications. So someone's like, okay, he's going from the love of women to the love of God.
It's true. No, we enjoyed this one. I enjoyed myself making this one.
I find it's a very funny. I think it's a very interesting idea to have like you and YC on the song. I'm looking forward to what that would sound like.
Yeah, I mean, but he has a song with AQ. Yeah, I mean, if he could have pulled up a song with AQ.
No. I know. I feel like I don't think that AQ and YC belong in the same firmament. Like
no,
their
AQ
style.
is even harder.
I don't know. What I'm saying is, I feel like YC is laid back. I think Chike are laid back. So I'm interested in that vibe, like between the two of them. Of course, AQ, that song is it's like the old school rap song and R&B. That's kind of what AQ wants to do. But so I feel like there's a certain blend that I expect, I don't know, to hear on that track.
I don't know what it's meant to sound like, alright? But I know what it sounds like.
Of course.
So when we're creating it, we really imagine what it's meant to sound like. No, it's just make music and just.
So were you guys like together in the same spot?
No, we're not.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, we never were. I think my guys have a good relationship with his own people, so they sourced it and got it done. Because I mean, I was going to do the album and just go, but my guys also like, no, we need. Because it's an album, it's not just a single. We need a rap influence, so we started looking for. According to them, that's not me. You started looking for, rappers that could sound serious enough on the track. Because, I mean, we have a lot of rappers, but it depends on the touch you give. The rappers that are good, but are comical. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
We're back.
Just wanted that
And that's right, you're listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. My name is Pepple. We've got Chike live in the studio.
Yes.
James Silas.
Yeah.
And Oris.
What's up?
Wait, look at my year again.
Yeah.
Bless it.
Very fun guy. I mean, looking from the outside, you wouldn't know that Chike is witty and playful and jovial. Okay, well, he just... Let's keep it going. Let's look at some of the stories. We'll come back to chatting with Chike.
Yeah.
Bad Girl, the movie, has been scrapped. Did you see that, Oris?
Yeah. But I can't say that I feel bad about it.
Really?
Maybe except of course the effort, but I feel like all of these stories that are dependent on somebody being this before and then changing the gender, changing the race, whatever. Just like, please, I'm tired of it. So yeah, I don't feel like it's a heavy loss, to be honest. Never cared.
How about Britney Spears? she talked about the Catholic Church refusing her getting married there because she's not a Catholic, and
Yeah.
I always wonder about that though. Why do they want a Catholic wedding if you're not Catholic?
I think it's about that. When it comes
What's
to Catholic,
the-
it's
yeah.
also like they are part of their, is it their heritage or their roots?
So you want to take part in that, but you don't want to be part of them.
Sorry, I have a contribution.
Yes,
Please,
go
please,
ahead.
take it, please take it.
Make I just
Go ahead.
put my thoughts in the conversation.
Go ahead.
That's my contribution.
That's a contribution.
I have
We
an
know who-
opinion. What?
no, we want to hear it.
If I
Ah,
was
say-
not now, they go ask.
No, but he says
Was
well,
she
yeah,
a
go ahead.
Catholic?
She's not.
Okay. By the way, I'm
Maybe-
not.
maybe the
Well, is she a
husband.
Catholic.
No, she's
Is her
not.
husband a Catholic?
Maybe the husband, person she
I
wants to
don't-
marry.
If her husband's a Catholic, then of course, why not? If the man
But I
wants
don't
to
think
marry.
either of them is actually.
Yeah, I don't think
she
either
just
of
wants to
them
partake.
should- yeah,
of
that's
the-
walking
I
down
think
the
she was saying
aisle.
that the issue for her is like the church should be
Open
welcoming.
to the public, yes,
No,
to everyone.
No, that's not the same. It's not about the church being welcome.
That's what she says,
The
though.
day you're ready to give your life to the people.
To what
that
exactly?
give their life, you can come there.
You can come and
You
do.
can't just come out and just decide, oh, I want to come and marry here.
Yeah.
When you marry, you come out here.
Exactly.
Marry for your house now, come faster.
Exactly. That's exactly what I feel about. Just like
you
why
can build
you?
an aisle. You can, I mean, these are billionaires. So,
Of course.
what's the
Yeah, you
problem?
can go to Las Vegas and get like a
Yeah,
Catholic,
no.
somebody wearing the gown.
Anybody, I just feel like right now we're so sensitive. We're trying to be too inclusive.
Mm.
You're not a Catholic.
Exactly.
You've never been a Catholic. You just want to come and use their aisle and go.
And go. I'm just like.
And you say they should be inclusive. I don't understand. It has nothing to do with whether they're inclusive or not.
Exactly. I
It's
totally
just
agree.
wrong.
And just like, what is this, please?
All right, and Chrissy Teigen announces pregnancy, and this is good news. I mean, 2020, they lost a child, she and John Legend, her third child, Jack, in September 2020. But recently, she took to her Instagram to share the good news of an addition to the family, and a lot of people have been, sharing congratulatory messages with her.
Yeah, congratulations on us too.
Exactly. Chrissy, congrats.
Yeah, she tried.
No, she tried. What does that even mean? What does it mean? What does it mean like she tried?
Okay, Tayo on WhatsApp is saying it's a Catholic church, not a tourist destination. Know the difference.
Wow.
Ouch.
See, that
Wow.
person talking to what's up, what's in a witty way.
Ouch.
There were two Nollywood actors who were kidnapped.
kidnapped.
Adopted, yeah.
Yes, and so there was this emerging story yesterday. 1.5 million or 1.2 million was raised. The kidnappers laughed at them and mocked them and said, people don't even have money. We're not going to release these people. And then they came out and they were soliciting funds and support from the public. Did you see that story?
I did. I'm interested in what Chike has to say about this, since he's also a famous guy. And we think all of you people have money, Chike.
Before they carry me. Well, it's sometimes even when I'm in a house or somewhere and I realize I can't go out, I genuinely now start to imagine what freedom is like. There's a freedom of being free in whatever space you are. That one is different. That one is mind something. But when you know that you've been accosted and I'm not sure that's what anybody wants to leave. So I totally sympathize with the victims of this situation. I just hope that they get to come out soon.
No, they are.
Yeah, there's an
Yeah,
update.
yeah.
There's
I
an
did
update
follow
as
them.
of this morning.
No, they are.
They're out?
They are.
Yes,
I
this
thought you said
morning.
they were asking for more money.
As of
Yeah, no,
yesterday.
they did. But I also heard this is. I don't know if it's inside that list.
maybe
that
they realize
raised
that
the money.
they can't
actually.
get more money. I'm just saying because things are hard. People don't have this money.
No, yes.
This
I
is not
think
shot at anybody.
I understand, but I think what happened was they became a little bit. I mean, as far as this is possible, a little bit more reasonable than they were initially in
because-
terms of like the fees. Because I heard really that some money was raised, and that's what got them out.
Yeah, of course, the money was definitely raised. I mean, it's a kidnapping situation, but I just think if they really realize it, she was saying for the 100 million.
Yeah, $100 million. No, $100,000, right?
Yes.
$100,000.
$100,000, yes.
Not like 70 million.
Yes, no.
Based on how dollar was when they requested.
When they requested it, right? Exactly. But they
Wow.
said, okay, they held 1.2,
How many
and then we
films that
laughed
money
at them.
go shoot?
I like how you taking out.
Nice one.
I just don't make like that because at this point, there's no body.
Yeah.
There's no body establishment that has body of
Kidnapping funds, right?
funds.
Mm.
So now you're really relying on people. So a lot of people might be sympathetic, but they might not be empathic enough to want to
Put their money on
put
it.
their money. It's just it. And
No, it's
still,
true.
you can't abuse anybody for not doing
not,
that.
yeah.
So it becomes a harder situation to raise money. So except these people have extremely wealthy people directly.
Yeah, they said, of course, it was
yeah.
a lot of how the information came out was from the AGN
Yes.
head, what's his name? Rollers, Emeka Rollers.
Yes.
So he was the one who was coming out to say, this is what this was happening. But I heard the last time was from the public, and I guess some people in Nollywood somehow they raised some money, and that's what got.
Yes. I mean, we're
So
super
let's
excited.
just be thankful,
happy and
but
thankful.
also reflect on the fact that we are in a country where no matter how high placed you are, if something like this happens to you, the government looks like it's ineffective enough to do anything as regarding that. So I think that's a big, that's a big problem actually.
Okay, so we'll take our last story, discuss with Chike, so we wrap up the show. I'll say this just once. Actress Mary Njoku tells men, you cannot conclude your wife is unfaithful just because you found out your child isn't yours.
That is not a very good headline frankly,
yes.
because she added something to that. She said it could be the case that the kid was switched at birth, and so it's not also the wife's. So, but that headline makes you feel like, she's making a point about infidelity and women. But actually she's making a point that, these things happen at hospitals, and people should be just be aware that even if this happened to you, it's possible as both of you who are the victims, not just you. So yeah, okay. Let's put that out.
Okay, you mean it's the headline that misquoted her?
Yes.
I mean,
no, it didn't misquote her. I just gave half of the information. It's and I think it's a 2-sentence or 3-sentence post.
Is that from a blog?
Yes, of course.
Naturally, that's what they always exactly.
Yeah,
but what she's actually saying is that it could be the sweet
trust me, we know
sweet
what they are
thing.
saying and what they are trying to pretend she's saying. They always do that.
But speaking of, have you been a victim of
Me, I'm not saying the video or the video. I'm not even aware if I've been.
That's crazy.
Chike is above it all. It's
I mean, at the end, no matter who, I don't think you can. Sometimes you might not be able to be genuinely above it all, but sometimes the biggest answer you can give to them is just ignore.
Yeah.
Don't think you even have to explain to Nigerians, but just ignore. So they don't say you killed somebody and there's no evidence. Another touchy matter is rape. As far as they did not say you sexually assaulted anybody, I don't know. Nobody can say anything. You don't see Genevieve answer anybody.
I know, but here's a problem with that. I think that if you might not be aware, I've once been in a room where people are making a decision about inviting somebody for a concert. Yes, and within that place, if somebody said, and other people agreed with her, saying not this guy because of what has been said in public.
The thing with this is, I don't want to use a touchy topic as an example, but there's certain things that when you're accused of, no matter how you clear your name, there's still coconut head that say, you do am. I'm just telling you, see, just forget it. Even if you clear your name with evidence and receipts, they'll say that receipt was forged. You don't know, say that they create receipts now. See, people are like that. There's also the case of people just starting to say things you did not even do and drive it with their full chest and talk as if they were there when you did it. That one, I've been a victim of that. Sometimes I've gone down to, before I was a call the person now kind of guy. And I call him now, you're just going through too many contentions. So sometimes even when people come and say them, if in a room you're going to be disqualified for something because of something that's not true, I'm one of those who is a genuine believer in God, and if you have somebody in that room, if you're in that room and you know me, you might speak up that I don't think this is correct. That's what makes you my friend. If you are my friend. Now, if I don't have anybody in that room, I definitely have God in that room. And if that happens, then it's meant to happen that way.
That's a very cool way of of looking at these things. You just hope that it doesn't extend.
But we just also pray you're just not even.
In that situation. I guess.
All right, let's look through some of the messages real quickly. We're almost out of time. This one from Xavier is saying, Chike Oyenkem Ndewo. Love your acting on the short movie with False and Osaz. You're a good actor.
Yeah.
Oh, the new dance song, really been viral actually.
Yeah. We should
Wait,
have time to talk about
how
it.
many did you do, Chike? I didn't see you do that thing.
It's not for us.
For social media.
No, False did that. I think False did 10 or 11.
I did with
Oh, the struggle.
How many did you do?
I think I did up to 10, maybe.
Are you sure? Or
Yeah.
you did 3?
But whose idea was that thing? It was difficult. I tried to do some. I said,
And you never posted it because you did only 2, James.
no, not two.
All right, gentlemen.
Four.
Back to the message. He goes on. He says, "I'm a Catholic, and there are procedures to be followed if you want to get married there. Whether you're a Catholic, you're of a Catholic background or not. So if one of them is Catholic, then he has to follow the procedure of getting Britney into the church. It could also be that her family is Catholic and she opted out. Either way, procedures are procedures." James Oyenkem, you are cited.
How far? See you too.
Oris the troublemaker, I see you.
Whoa, this guy is
My reverse Mante, Brian, thank you very much. And Mary Joku, I like her, but she's beginning to say too much.
No. Ouch. That's
Omola
not fair.
Bakir says the sad part is how decentralized we are to kidnap.
Desensitized, yeah.
Desensitized we are to kidnap.
Found humor in it.
We find humor in it. This country is in a mess. And then
apologies.
Tayo is in. Kidnapping is now a business in Nigeria with various classes of products, priests, actors, police, citizens, etc. Nobody's above kidnapping. This is now our sad reality. And we'll take a last one from Sam, who says, you know, it is just unfortunate when we say Nigeria is a joke. People think we are not patriotic. We're in a country where there is no hospital, no good roads. The youths find it difficult. Can someone tell this government to go? Is this message for us? I think it was from Freshly Pressed. It just came in. Sam will talk about it at 9 o'clock today. This is very different from entertainment. But Chike, before we go, how can people pre-order this album?
I think pre-save is mostly on Apple Music and Spotify. So once you check out Chike on Apple Music, you see the album there. You just click the plus button to pre-save to add. You can hear the first single of it. That's why we're here now telling people the first single of the album is called Hard to Find, featuring Flavor.
And it's a good song.
Yes. And I write her for 3 years. So anybody who listens to her for 3 years. What's your excuse? 6 years or so.
How can we connect with you on social media?
The handle for all my social media platforms are official Chike at official Chike. The handle for my private, since I'm saying it's not private, Snapchat, you know what I mean? It's Chike official. So catch you there.
You have OnlyFans?
You have OnlyFans?
You have OnlyFans?
The handle for my OnlyFans is at official. Once you go official, just check the 16th name. The 16th name will go pop up.
Do you respond to your messages yourself?
Where?
Everywhere now, social media.
Sometimes not. It depends on who's handling the phone.
What's the weirdest you've
message?
What's the weirdest message
that you've seen yourself?
That I've seen. I don't see some kind of things. I think some of the weirdest message I've ever seen are scam messages. Some of them are just really hilarious. I swear. You hear somebody saying, "Oh, I have something fee of 3 million. I raised 200,000. If you just send me, I'm like, oh God. Now me they send you to school. You know when me I stop.
Well, we need to go. Thank you very much, Chike. Catch Chike at official Chike on social media.
Yeah.
James Silas.
James Silas.
And Oris Brown.
Catch
Oris.
Twitter and Instagram.
Oh my goodness, we need to go, but more messages coming in. I'm sure Chike will be able to take that one from your mind, Lagos. My name is Peppo. Thanks for being a part of the show. At 9 o'clock, we'll bring you Lagos Talks. Good morning.
Grapevine on the Smooth Breakfast Show.
Yes.